One of the coolest parts about hosting a podcast is the variety of guests that we've been able to have on, and today's guest is no exception. Jackson Halliday has to be one of our youngest business owners. He owns State 48 Electrical, and not only do we share things about starting a new business and what that looks like, but he also talks about his faith. This is a fun episode. I can't wait for you to hear it. Welcome to episode 113 of The Real Deal, where real estate meets real life. I'm your host, Janine Igliane, with my ever so famous co-host, Ryan Hatcher.
What's up, guys?
And our guest today is Jackson Halliday, and he is a 23-year-old electrician running his own electrical business called State 48 Electrical, and we're super excited to have him. So thanks for being with us.
Of course.
Yeah, this will be fun. Not the youngest guest we've had, because we had a 13-year-old on the podcast, but I would say maybe one of the youngest business owners. Yeah. So that's awesome.
And first electrician so far, so that's cool.
Yeah. Well, tell us about yourself and how you got into the electrical business.
So I'm 23 and I grew up here in Arizona. I went to Williamsfield High School. Nice. And knew I wanted to do some trade. I didn't know what it was yet. HVAC was in the running as well, but my buddy's dad was one of the bosses at the company I worked for, and he got me a job during the summer one year, and I knew I didn't want to go to college because I hated school.
Yeah.
And so I stayed with the company when they all went to college, and then worked with them for 5 years. And then after that, just stuck with it, and now I'm on my own.
That's awesome.
So what made you think, okay, I'm going to be in a trade of some sort? What was it? Is it just that you didn't want to go to school?
I didn't want to go to school, no college. And I knew that trades were good. I always loved working with my hands growing up. So I knew I wanted to do something working with my hands.
I'm just curious, what kind of jobs did you have as a teenager growing up?
I worked at Chipotle right when I turned 16, like a month after I turned 16. I worked at Chipotle all the way up until I graduated.
What did you learn there that you can transfer into your business?
I'd say like good leadership and teamwork, because I was a prep cook there. And after being there for so long, I was kind of like leading the prep cooks in the morning, getting up early, because when you prep at Chipotle, you have to be there at 6 a.m. So just getting everything ready to go before it opens.
I asked that question because my first job outside of mowing lawns was I was a boat boy at a marina.
Oh, wow.
And it seems pretty insignificant, but I could tell you today some very valuable lessons that I learned that apply to my corporate America jobs and my businesses today. So one of the main ones is customer service, is taking care of people.
Yeah, that too.
So that's a big leap from being in the electrical business to saying, okay, I want to go do my own thing. What made you decide to do that?
I just knew that was always my goal when I started, was to get my 4 years of experience, take my test, do my own thing, because I didn't want to work for somebody forever.
Yeah.
Also the money difference, and just wanting to do my own thing and run my own company and get my own jobs, all that.
Super smart to have that, kind of desire or goal or whatever of like, look, I'm going to learn everything I can under somebody that's done it before, that knows what they're doing. And then I'm going to go do it on my own and hopefully do it even better. Right? That's huge. Yeah. Tell us about like growing up. Like, what was that like? If you grew up here in Gilbert, tell us about your family.
Growing up was great. I have 3 younger siblings.
So you're the oldest.
My brother just graduated college at NAU. My mom owns a printing and embroidery, custom shirts, all that.
I knew it. I was going to say one of your parents has to be an entrepreneur for you to catch on to that, but go ahead.
That was my assumption too.
Yes.
I was going to ask you what your dad do.
Yeah.
He's a general manager of BJ's.
Which one?
One in Queen Creek. He just opened that one up. He was in Goodyear for a while. but they run that company together. The MG Prints is the name of their company.
Yeah.
So they do T-shirts and
T-shirts, hats, banners, everything, every business cards, everything.
So tell us what you did for them
yeah.
growing up in their business, because we know that you had to have
Running
done-
boxes around a lot. Yeah. Eve, it's a big one, so just loading up my truck and taking all the boxes.
So you're the delivery boy
Yeah.
and stalker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's cool.
That's awesome. Well, talk to us about some like cool things you've done in the electrical space.
So right now I'm at the company. All 5 years was just roughing new builds.
Okay.
So when it's just wood and framed, I'm just running the wire through all of that.
Yeah.
And some trimming, like at the end, putting the outlets and lights in and all that. But now on my own is a lot of remodels, which I love doing remodels. It's fun because it's something different every single time. I still love the new builds because that's what I'm best at. But the remodels I'm learning by myself every single time because it's something different that you have to figure out. A lot more thinking and wanting to make it look good and stuff like that.
So what's your approach to build your business now? If remodels seem to be the next step, what does that look like for you? How do you build your
Doing
business?
good work. I gotta always make sure I'm taking good pictures, making sure that it's all clean. Yeah, that's about it for that.
So what did it look like to, because I'm thinking somebody that's listening to this and they're thinking, oh, that's cool. I want to go start my own business. Like, what did that look like for you? What were some of those next steps that you had to take?
So taking the test was super hard. It doesn't like I feel like a lot of guys at the company I were at, like, how hard was it? And it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like the studying before and all that, that was a lot. Yeah, it's hard to take that step too. A lot of talking with my wife about wanting to quit because you're not guaranteed a check anymore when you're going on your own. Like,
Yeah.
That's right.
so
That's why I was actually going to talk about this at some point. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur.
oh yeah,
They don't have the stomach for it. They don't want to take the risk. They would rather have a a position where they're, they have the plan is all laid out and their paycheck's coming, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But it takes a special type of person to be able to do this. And so, how does your wife feel about it?
she's my number one supporter. Like, she's so supportive of it. We have two houses, so she had a house before we got married. I bought a house at 21
Good for
in
you.
Queen Creek. We rent that house out, but no one is in it right now. I have some showings this week and stuff like that, but
So wait a
that
minute.
was the number one.
She's your age too.
She's 25.
Okay, so you both have bought a house before you were the age of 23.
She bought hers at 24, maybe.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
very impressive. I mean, you guys are well on your way to becoming net millionaires or net worth millionaires for
yeah,
sure.
that's the goal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What does she do?
She's a ICU nurse.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How
she
did you
was my
guys meet?
through friends at Country Thunder was like the first time we started talking and stuff like that.
Who was playing at the time? Do you remember?
Jelly Roll was that night. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I mean, it sounds like, Jackson, you're doing a lot of things that kids your age aren't doing. Why do you think that you're different? Because most kids at 23 are just all about wanting to have fun, wanting to take trips, not wanting to put in the work, and make those sacrifices to get ahead. So what makes you different?
I think definitely at first it was so hard for me. Everyone was in college, being able to hang out and do whatever they wanted. So I had to learn quick that I can't be doing that if this is what I want to do. I think what makes me different is just being so determined and hardworking. Like, I just have always wanted to do this. This has always been my goal. And now it's finally happening.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
I was listening to a podcast today with Ryan Serhant, if you know him, and he was talking about saying, like what we were saying earlier, that not everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur, but he was also saying like what separates the good from the great is the ones that don't quit, the ones that are willing to stack the losses and just keep going. And I think and they also do it fast. Like they don't wait on it. They're very like speedy. And I think when I look at peers that I really respect, and even myself and my team, the ones that do well are the ones that just work so hard. They outwork everybody, that like when they get knocked down, they keep going and they have that like perseverance mentality. And I think too, and this is something that we don't talk about enough, but we should, is the power of having a really supportive spouse. It almost becomes like a superpower, because you are going to have moments where you're going to feel weak or doubtful and questioning, and you need that person to come alongside you and like rally for you and cheer for you and know that they believe in you. And I think especially as a man, that can really be really powerful, of like, wow, my wife believes in me, like I can go do this.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and you're talking about having to sacrifice early, right? And that, I'm sure it was painful while your friends are partying.
Yeah, exactly.
And it reminds me of Dave Ramsey always says, live now like no one else, so that later you can live like no one else. And if you keep doing that, especially with, I mean, how few young people buy homes
Yeah.
in their 20s, not to mention their early 20s, and you both have. That's huge.
And now you have it as a rental.
That's huge. So now you just rent that puppy out and you sit on that thing and let it just grow over time, because you don't have to, you don't have to have it. And you already have your own house. You're not paying rent. You're not wasting money, paying 100%, rate on that. So that's fantastic, man.
Yeah, and that was always my goal too. Because a year after I graduated, I stayed with my parents while working at this company, and I wanted to buy a house, but the way I was getting paid, I couldn't get approved. So I was like, just being the oldest, like I was like, I have to get out. So I went and moved into a rental house for a year, and then didn't touch any of the money that I had ready to put down on a house. And then after that year,
So I'm hearing a couple of things. I'm hearing some discipline, right? And that's a huge piece to this. The other thing too that I think is important for you and your success so far is you've known what you wanted to do. Like, yeah, you had to figure out, do I want to go HVAC? Do I want to be an electrician, or maybe something else? But then I think it sounds like once you decided, you were all in and you're going at it. Most young people do not figure out what they want to do in their 20s, right? Or they change their mind 10 times. And that's okay too, right?
for sure.
But that time that you have now is huge to grow.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you think sets your company apart from other electricians?
I'm going to take every single job that I can get. I'll move my prices down if I have to. I'm going to figure it out. I'll work late nights. I'll do everything to get every job and take everything I can.
I love that. And then what's your specialty?
Remodels, rough-ins, service. I can do it all pretty much.
So what about like putting in EV chargers in garages?
Oh, that's my favorite thing to do. Yeah, that's the best.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we talking about putting in can lights before we started.
Yeah. I got
Ceiling
a job
fans.
doing that on Tuesday. Ceiling fans.
So we have a lot of, in our world, we have a lot of listings that need to be prepped. And some of the prep is it's a 22-year-old house and it needs new fixtures, lights and fans. So we call you up. You can knock those out, right?
For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's probably like the easier stuff, right? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
what are some projects that you would love to take on, or what are some things that maybe people don't even think about that an electrician can do?
Changing out the panel. Like if something's wrong, I think they think it's like a big deal, but a lot of panels need to be changed out more than you would think. Yeah.
Especially in Mason.
Older homes, people want to add car chargers and do all this stuff, but their panel's already maxed out, so they need a bigger panel. So I think that's a big one for sure.
Yeah, let's talk about putting in a car charger, because that's a big thing. A lot of people are buying electric vehicles. I mean, we're thinking about it just because of the self-driving feature on the new Tesla. What does that look like? Like, what's involved with having to put in an electric car charger?
It really just depends on where they want it. If you're lucky, you get the panel on the garage side of the house, and that's super easy and quick. Just cutting in the box and adding the outlet, or you get a hardwired one. The Ford Lightning chargers are hard; those are big and
Yeah.
But yeah, It's pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
What, like cost wise, what can you give us a range?
The wire is expensive. The breakers can be expensive. It's like 300 to 500 depending on where it's going, how much wire is needed and stuff
Okay,
like
that's not
that.
bad. So talk to us in terms of going about this and having your own business. What are maybe some lessons that you've learned or some mistakes that you've made and how you've overcome that?
I think underbidding myself is the biggest thing that I'm trying to still work on and learn. Being firm on your prices, not letting people talk you down just because you want the job.
We see that a lot.
Yeah,
And we can talk,
definitely.
a whole bunch about that. I think it's okay to be expensive, right?
Yeah,
Because
for
if you're
sure.
really good at what you do, and to be honest, the people, and Ryan and I have said this to each other so many times, the clients that whittle you down in pricing tend to be the hardest to work with. And the ones that are willing to pay you your fair wage are the ones that are the best to work with. And it's okay to walk away from a project because you're probably saving yourself headache and hassle that wasn't even going to be worth it in the long run.
Well, and we were talking before we got on camera about an experience she had with another electrician. If you are doing these simple, basic things that make businesses work, that you answer your phone, you are quick to respond, you
Show
up when you say you're going to show up, you do what you say you're going to do, you do good work, you clean it up, it's high
Clean it
quality.
up, yes.
You now can say, okay, I can charge more because most do not do that, right? So you are now qualifying yourself for a higher value. So I think that's one of the things a minute ago when you said, you're going to take every job. You're going to get to a point where you're not going to want to take every job.
Exactly, yeah.
You're going to take the ones that are going to pay you the most for your time because they value what you provide.
Definitely, yeah.
So I want to switch gears and go a little bit on the personal side because you shared that your faith is an important part of your life and how you run your business. So tell us about your faith journey.
So my faith journey is, I didn't grow up going to church a ton. We would go to church on Christmas and Easter. And then when I met my wife, she started inviting me to church. And at first didn't know how to feel about it, but fell in love with it. And Echoes Church, Pastor Daniel, really I feel connected to him all the time. And
so that was your first experience going to Echoes.
yeah, no, so we went to Rock Point.
Okay.
And then as soon as Echoes opened, we went over there and I've been there. I've served there. I got baptized in August of last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys in a crew or anything?
No small group yet. It's hard because our work schedules.
Yeah.
Because she works days and it's all day, but it's always different during the week. So we don't know what days she's going to be working and stuff. I'll get a call at 9:00 at night, have to go do something,
Thank you for watching the episode. Our podcast is called The Real Deal, where real estate meets real life. And I love sharing these real life stories, but we are also in the real estate business. And so if you have any real estate needs, maybe you're thinking about buying or selling or wanting to invest in real estate, we would love to help you. What was it like for you when you started going and you're like, hey, maybe this Jesus thing is like real? What was that like for you?
It was amazing just seeing everybody so happy, and everything I do is for him, and everything that happens for us is through him. Just praying so much about the house, getting it rented out. That's been like the number one thing we've been praying for. And he's really just given us so many leads for that. And
are you doing it by yourself or do you have
yeah.
If you need help, we can help.
Yeah. It's just like, and my mortgage isn't low. So it's not, we're trying to get somebody in there just to cover the mortgage because we want to hold the house.
Yeah, for sure. Even if you take a little bit of a loss on it, like the long-term thing is going to be worth it,
talking about too.
Yeah, for sure. Just hang on to it as much as you can. And there are things that you can do once you do convert it into investment property. You can do a cost segregation study on it, and I can help you with all of that too. That will help. So
okay, definitely, yeah.
And you never know, maybe maybe you let that thing appreciate, and then over time you sell it or you swap it out for something for another business or to enhance your business more. You never know. It just gives you a toy to trade in the sandbox,
Definitely.
as Barbara from
Corcoran?
from Shark Tank says. Once you have your first house, it's like a toy that you get to trade now on the playground.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's super cool, and that you did it so young. Love it.
Yeah. How does it feel to be so young and so far ahead of your peers? Do you
It
feel
feels
like
weird
that?
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my best friends owns a plumbing company. His
Okay.
dad owns a HVAC company. They combined it.
So you just refer each other, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's the
awesome.
best.
That's awesome.
Do stuff for each other, get
Yeah.
trades and stuff like that. It feels weird for sure. Sometimes it's like kind of hard to be around people that like think that you have it made.
Yeah.
Mm.
Cause like I feel like they don't realize how hard it was.
Oh,
And they think that you have all the money in the world, and it's like I'm not just doing great. There's a lot that goes into
such a
this.
grind.
Yeah.
You're going to go through different levels, right? So no matter how well you're doing now, that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
you're going to have to adjust and learn, and that's the hard part about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It constantly changes. And so what I would say to you, or anybody in your situation that's young, has a relatively new business. I mean, you've been in business how long?
Like a month.
No way.
Yeah, I got my license in February.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're brand new. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what I would say is what we see from the trades and the contracting world, because we have contacts, house cleaners and roofers and everything in between, because our clients are going to need that at some point, right?
Yeah.
And most home services or trades companies are really good at their trade, but they may not be very good at the business,
Yeah.
right? So the more you can learn about business
Yeah.
and the different elements, aspects of it. So, it's not just marketing, it's your
Yeah.
brand. I mean,
Yeah.
that's very, very important.
That's what the hard thing that I need to work on for sure.
Yeah.
My wife helps me a lot with that part because I'm good at doing the job,
Yes.
but doing the back end stuff is where
Yeah.
it's harder for me to do that than.
I
So
think that's been one of my big keys is finding people that are good at the things that I'm not.
or that
And
we
then
don't want to spend the
connecting
time.
with them and surrounding myself with them so that they can go do those things.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you got to market yourself,
Yeah.
right? You got to put yourself out there. You got to get reviews, especially with AI.
Yeah,
So,
for
You,
sure.
you need to have somebody that's good at bookkeeping and can run the accounting side,
Definitely.
because chances are you're probably not going to be good at all of those things.
No,
right?
for sure not.
So typically you have somebody that's really good at the financial side.
Uh-huh.
You have the operations side, the actual work itself and what
Yeah.
happens in the office, and then you have the marketing piece. And very few business owners can do all three well.
Yeah, definitely.
but you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will. That's awesome. All right, Jackson, what didn't we ask you that we should have asked you? What do you want your business to look like in 5 years? What does life look like for you 5 years from now?
Definitely 2 kids, hopefully within the 5 years. Business is going to be great. I want to have probably at least 3 crews. I want to get some new builds for sure. Continue doing the remodelings and service calls and stuff like that. Get some employees, because right now it's just me.
Yeah.
I have some people that come and help me every once in a while, but I don't have anybody full time. So that's definitely a goal, is to get some trucks and get them wrapped with the company and
Yeah.
all that.
You could connect him with a bunch of service connections and
Tons.
stuff.
Yeah.
To help him too. That would be good. Just relationships too for you,
Yeah, for sure.
just meeting people and talking and having those conversations. So
I would, along those lines, I would say get a mentor.
Okay.
Somebody that, and they don't even have to be electricians. They
Yeah.
could be a roofing contractor.
Uh-huh.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
How to build a roofing company is the same as an electrician company with some variations, right? So
Yeah.
find somebody who's doing it really well that you want to be like,
Yeah.
and go talk to them.
For sure.
Okay.
I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we like to end with like speed round, rapid fire questions. Are
Okay.
you up for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, what's your favorite color?
Green,
Oh, favorite drink?
Red Bull,
Oh, favorite food?
sushi.
Oh, do you have a favorite sound?
Cha-ching.
F- drag on a fishing reel.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Do you have
That's the first.
a favorite book?
A favorite book? No, I'm not
No.
a big reader.
Not a reader? What about a podcast?
Kill Tony.
Oh, I haven't heard of that
What's that one
one.
about?
It's a comedian guy that I
Okay.
listen to at work all the
I
time.
love it. All right. What about a favorite vacation?
San Diego.
Mm,
That's always going to be my favorite. no
so
matter
good.
what. Yeah.
So good. All right, Jackson, what do you want to be known for?
I want to be known for clean work, hard work, and a good guy.
That's awesome. If someone's listening and thinking, hey, I could use your services, how can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at State48 Electrical. Phone number 480-290-2689. My email is state48electrical@gmail.com. And then on Facebook is the same as the Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
Jackson.
Well,
That
good
was
luck.
good.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, you're going to do good things for sure. Thanks for listening to the Real Deal podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you can follow us on social media at the Home Selling Team AZ.